Okay, fifth grade, if you have your instrument done, you have a day and a half worth of organic shapes done. I've sorted mine by colors. Now we can go ahead and we can start putting this all together. So again, make sure that you have your background going in the direction that you would like it, and hopefully you did that with the bricks. So mine is going to be in the portrait, going up and down. Yours may be going landscape with it laying down. Before we go ahead and glue our instrument down, we want to go ahead and just grab a few pieces of tape. Maybe get an inch or two, and then you're just going to roll it so that it's double-sided. And I'm going to put one on each of my main shapes. So I have a circle on the bottom, a rectangle in the middle, and then the organic shape of my banjo up on the top. And I want to decide where I would like it. If I want it going straight up and down, do I kind of want it tilted a little bit? I'm going to go ahead and have mine going straight up and down. And I'm just going to push it down. That way it's not going anywhere, but we can still get things underneath our instrument. Once your instrument is taped down, now we're just going to go to our puzzle pieces, and we are going to slowly glue them down around our instrument. You and your partner can share a thing of glue. That way there's 2 glues at each table. Remember, our brushes are soaking in water, so make sure that you are wiping the water off of our brush, and you can wipe off a little bit of extra water on your cardboard. That way water is not getting into our glue, and our glue should work much better. Some tips when you are going around your instrument. I would stay away from doing light purple next to light purple next to light purple next to light purple, or same shape next to same shape next to the same shape. Remember, for this project we are working on contrast, which means different. So if I want to go from purple to yellow, I can do that, but I might want to go ahead and change up my shapes to make things more interesting. Tip number 2 would be make sure that the shapes aren't all at the same level, meaning when I glue these down, they're not all sticking out the same length. Maybe have some that are shorter, have some that are coming out longer. That's going to make your piece more interesting. Tip number 3, don't have them all going in the same direction. It's okay with these organic shapes to have some of them going down, to the left, to the right. Having them go in different directions will make your piece more fun to look at. And the last tip is, once you are all done and you're really happy with your piece, you can always go ahead and save a few that can go over the top slightly so that they are overlapping. That way we get a better sense of space. You can also have some of these floating around towards the top if you would like them around the top. So first go around your whole instrument, and then we'll talk about the extra pieces and what we're going to do with our instrument. Okay, fifth grade, once you've gone all the way around your instrument and you've created that separation from the background. Again, the reason for the organic shapes made out of just regular construction paper is that it is much different than our black and white and gray background. And it's even different, even though our instrument has a lot of colors in it, our colors have a lot of texture on our instrument, and they're made up of multiple colors. So we're creating this layer moving up to create emphasis so that our instrument stands out even more against the black, gray, white background and our organic colored out construction paper sheets. You should have some extra pieces left. If you don't and you want to do some more, we're going to be keeping any extra shapes that people don't want in a bucket for other people to use. But what we want to do next is we want to go ahead and take off our instrument because it was just taped down. Now, if you want to know exactly where you had your instrument, it might not be a bad idea to take a pencil and just make some light marks around your piece so that when you go to glue this back down, you can put it exactly where you had it. So you can go ahead and take off the tape. Remember, your instrument is a much bigger shape than the ones that we are just gluing down. So we do not want to sit there and try and glue this entire shape down from top to bottom. It's going to use a lot of glue and it's going to take a long time. And by the time you go from the bottom to the top or top to the bottom, left to right, by the time you get there, your glue is going to be dried from where you went. So you're going to want to go ahead and just do the outside, X in the middle, outside, X in the middle, outside, X in the middle. The bigger the shape, the faster you need to glue. Once you flip your instrument over, if you start rubbing with your hands, because we're using tempera paint, it's going to get all over your fingers. So you can use a piece of white scrap paper to put down, and then you can go ahead and push and rub, making sure your instrument is down nice and tight. You're not getting glue all over your hands. You are not getting paint from your instrument all over your hands. It's just a nice, helpful tip. Remember, painted paper is a lot heavier than regular paper, so some of it might not want to stick down so good. So if pieces are coming up, you can apply more glue. Grab my white sheet. Okay, this last step is kind of up to you on if you want to add some more to this, or if you think that you are finished, you can go ahead and put it on the drying rack and move on to the next thing. But I specifically left my musical notes for last because I want them kind of isolated and displaying that we are doing a musical instrument. So I am going to start putting these randomly. I also left these spirals because what I'm going to do with my spirals is I'm going to have some of it underneath my instrument and some of it overlapping a little bit of my instrument. The trick is just be careful about going over your instrument. You don't want to put so many shapes on top of your instrument that we can no longer see what it is that you made. So the overlapping might be best for shapes that have cutouts or shapes that are much smaller. That way we are not covering up the instrument that you spent a lot of time making. Okay, 5th grade, once you are done applying as many shapes as you want to, you can go ahead and you can take all of your extra shapes. We're gonna keep a bucket. Remember, there were kids gone on the day that we were cutting the shapes, so they might need some extra, and that's kind of why we just kept cutting, so that way we could help anybody that wasn't as fast at cutting as you are, or anybody that was gone. If there's still time left in class, go ahead and take this to the drying rack. You can return your brush back into the water to soak, so that way nobody has to wash them out. And if your partner is no longer using the glue, you can go ahead and take that back.